In the eerie town of Hallows End, where darkness seemed to settle like a heavy fog, I stumbled upon a hidden journal that would change my life forever. The town had always borne a sinister reputation, with whispered tales of unsettling events and eerie occurrences. As a journalist in search of a story that would captivate the world, I couldn't resist the allure of Hallows End and its chilling mysteries. It was a misty October afternoon when I arrived in the town, the air heavy with an unspoken dread that clung to the cobblestone streets and centuries-old buildings. I had heard rumors of a hidden journal that contained accounts of past Halloweens, stories that defied reason and plunged the reader into the depths of fear. Armed with little more than curiosity and determination, I set out to find this elusive journal, unaware of the horrors it would unleash. Hallows End revealed itself slowly, like a malevolent spirit reluctant to divulge its secrets. The townspeople moved about in a hushed manner, their eyes shrouded in suspicion and fear. It was as though they carried the weight of generations of unspeakable deeds, and they were wary of outsiders like me, who dared to peer into the shadows they called home. After days of tireless searching, I stumbled upon a dilapidated building hidden down a narrow alley. Its windows were boarded up, and ivy crawled up its weathered walls, obscuring any trace of its former grandeur. The door creaked open reluctantly as I pushed my way inside, revealing a world frozen in time. The interior was a haunting tableau of a bygone era, with dusty furniture draped in moth-eaten fabric, and ancient portraits that watched my every move with unblinking eyes. It felt as if the house had been abandoned for centuries, yet a subtle, pulsating malevolence seemed to linger in the air, almost as if it were alive. As I ventured deeper into the bowels of the house, I came upon a room that seemed untouched by time's relentless march. A heavy curtain of cobwebs concealed a dusty writing desk, upon which lay a leather-bound journal, its pages aged to a deep sepia. My heart quickened with anticipation as I gingerly lifted the journal, the leather cover cool and inviting beneath my touch. The first page bore a date, October 31st, 1865, and the name Eleanor Trelawney etched in elegant cursive. My hands trembled as I opened to the first entry, and the words within immediately sent a shiver down my spine. Eleanor's words were a haunting melody of dread and despair, painting a vivid portrait of Hallows End and its ghastly Halloween rituals. She described the town's annual celebration as a grotesque masquerade, where the townspeople donned masks carved from the bones of unknown creatures and danced in frenzied, feverish rhythms. The journal spoke of shadowy figures that prowled the streets, whispering cryptic, malevolent secrets to the unsuspecting revelers. Eleanor detailed the inexplicable disappearances that occurred each Halloween night, with victims vanishing without a trace, their names fading into obscurity. As I delved deeper into the journal, the line between reality and fiction began to blur, and I found myself becoming inexorably entwined in Eleanor's nightmarish narrative. The stories she told seemed to seep into my very soul, casting a shadow over my thoughts and filling me with an unshakable sense of dread. Days turned into nights as I devoured the journal's accounts of past Halloweens, each tale more chilling than the last. Eleanor's writing grew increasingly frantic, her words infused with an otherworldly terror that clawed at my sanity. It was as though her fear had transcended time and space, reaching out to ensnare me in its icy grip. The townspeople of Hallows End watched me with hollow eyes, their whispered voices echoing in my ears even in my waking hours. I couldn't escape the feeling that they knew I had unearthed Eleanor's journal, that they were aware of the darkness that had taken root within me. With each passing day, I felt myself slipping further into the abyss, my grip on reality unraveling like a threadbare tapestry. I began to see glimpses of the shadowy figures Eleanor had written about, their twisted forms lurking at the periphery of my vision. Their whispers grew louder, more insistent, and I could no longer distinguish their voices from the pounding of my own terrified heart. As Halloween night approached, the journal revealed its final, chilling secret. Eleanor's last entry was not a mere account of the past, but a prophecy of my own descent into madness. She wrote of a journalist who would come to Hallow's End, drawn by the siren song of her journal's tales, and how this journalist would become a part of the town's cursed history. The choice was clear, though it filled me with a paralyzing dread. I could choose to embrace the darkness, to become a permanent resident of Hallow's End and join the macabre celebrations that Eleanor had described. Or I could attempt to escape the town, to flee from the relentless grip of its horrors. With trembling hands, I made my choice on that fateful Halloween night. I chose to flee, to run from the nightmares that threatened to consume me whole. But Hallow's End had other plans. The streets seemed to stretch endlessly, leading me in maddening circles, and the townspeople closed in around me, their masks of bone and horn casting grotesque, elongated shadows. As I gasped for breath, I realized the horrifying truth: there was no escape from Hallow's End, from the journal's inexorable grasp. I had become a part of the town's dark history, a character in Eleanor's nightmarish tale, and there was no way back. My vision blurred, and the world around me twisted and contorted, becoming a surreal, nightmarish landscape. The last thing I heard was the haunting laughter of the townspeople as I was swallowed by the shadows, my fate sealed in the pages of Eleanor's journal. So, dear reader, heed my warning. Beware the allure of Hallow's End and the hidden journal that lies within its accursed walls. The line between reality and fiction is a fragile one, and in the depths of this eerie town, it is easily and irrevocably shattered. Once you cross that threshold, there is no turning back, and the darkness will claim you as its own.